Dead Rising 3 is simply insane. It's over the top, ridiculous, and just crazy. If you want to have a fantastic time with your new Xbox One, I can't recommend this game enough. It has a couple of issues that prevent it from being a modern day classic, but what it lacks in refinement, it more than makes up for in fun factor. If you're a gamer that likes to play fun games, go ahead and grab a buddy, put on your Xbox Live headset, and prepare to laugh out loud. The absolute best feature is the co-op mode. This is the type of game that is absolutely amazing to play with a friend. If you decide to play it by yourself, I'm sure it would be fun, but in the end it would get highly repetitive over a short period of time. Co-op changes all of that. Instead, you're left with a game that will leave you laughing out loud for a solid 8 to 12 hours depending on how you play and what you do. Steven and I always laugh as we would hit each other with the ridiculous weapons or whenever one of us would put on a new costume or a new outfit. The laughs didn't stop there, they just kept going all the way until the credits rolled, and looking back, this was easily the most fun I've had all season long because I got to share it with one of my friends. Imagine a smaller Grand Theft Auto-like city, and that's pretty much what you get to explore in Dead Rising 3. You could explore every inch and cranny, but instead of it being filled with citizens, it's filled with zombies. As the game progresses and the infection spreads, the streets are literally overflowing with zombies. We're talking about hundreds of them at any given spot. Not only is this a sight to behold, but zombies allow for all manner of craziness to ensue. Weapon customization has never been as wild as it is here. During your adventures, you stumble across blueprints which allow you to not only customize weapons such as a rake and a battery to make an electric rake, but also different vehicles, one of my favorite being the motorcycle and steamroller combo. It's wicked fun and can plow through thousands of zombies with virtually no effort. Just about everything you can see can be interacted with and used as a weapon. It's amazing fun, but never feels unbalanced because the crafted weapons, while they last longer than the traditional weapons or whatever other items that you find, they will break over time. It's even possible to craft together two previously crafted weapons which will last for a ridiculously long time and be really powerful. Player freedom is something else I highly enjoyed. After every few missions, the game forces you to mess around for a few in-game hours. Now this might be only 15 minutes of real time, depending on the mission. I really like how the game basically forces you to go out there and explore, take on some side quests, or do what Steven and I did, which was basically hightail it to the nearest shop, get down to our skivvies and mow down zombies. We used every opportunity we had to locate new items because the amount of wacky outfits you can find is just nuts, and battling thousands of zombies never gets old, especially when you're wearing nothing but a corset, as a 200-pound hairy man. Yikes! The combat system is simple but very effective. For the most part, the weapons you craft act as sort of like a crowd control. You can use projectile weapons as you'd imagine, zoomed in on a specific target, but most of the really fun weapons take out a series of zombies at once. Melee combat is broken down into a strong and a weak attack, but I found that you could just mash on the Y button, which is the strong attack, for pretty much all encounters. The leveling system is also rather simple. By completing missions, killing zombies, or going out of your way to tackle side quests and take out key psychos, you earn prestige points, which allow you to level once you've gained enough of them. Reach a new level and you're awarded ability points, which you can allocate to several different areas, but all increase your abilities in some way or another, such as being able to carry more items or hold more ammo in your firearms, etc. And this game certainly feels next gen. Even though it doesn't look it necessarily, individual characters are mostly made up of enough polygons to look like they belong in a polished Xbox 360 game. However, you really can tell that this isn't a 360 game the minute you step outside and see 500 zombies waiting for you. And to be honest, there really isn't too much slowdown at that particular time. There will be lots of slowdown and other technical issues whenever there's just way too much going on. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about how the game is very accessible to everyone. Capcom was smart when it came to balancing how to treat players in Dead Rising 3. The normal mode allows players to save anywhere they want, and the time constraints are far less restrictive than if players play on Nightmare mode, which essentially plays just like the original 2 Dead Rising games, limiting where you can save and how time affects the in-game. For the so-so, well, for most part, the missions are pretty similar. You drive to a certain location, pick someone up, drive back to another location, defeat all the zombies, or locate a certain item. They never really get much more interesting than that. Side missions do spice things up, but overall you're here for the guilty pleasures of having fun killing zombies, more so than really anything else. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of bugs and technical issues as you make your way through the game. As Steven and I played, we both experienced a wide assortment of bizarre bugs, from partial game freezes to certain cutscenes where a character would simply vanish, to one of the most bizarre of all, a bug that prevented my character from getting hurt or attacking enemies. It was sort of like I was playing in debug mode. We even had a strange bug affect the final boss of the game, whereby we had to redo the entire last section of the game instead of just the boss fight upon dying. There's also a lot of pop-in, texture clipping, and more. And while these issues don't happen all the time, they're extremely noticeable when they do. So overall, sure, there are bugs and technical issues, and yes, the missions do get repetitive, but if you're gonna play a game like this the way I did with a friend, you'll be amazed at just how much fun you'll have. We played every chance we had because we always wanted to see what other wackiness would ensue. And I think if you're looking for this game, you really should play it with a friend. But the most important thing is that you just check it out, because it is a surprisingly fun and fresh game. For the full written review, hit up projectcoe.com.
Do